Good morning.
Good morning.
So since we've now been in our apartment here in Chiang Mai for just over a month, we thought it was about time to give you an update on what we've been up to, where we've been and what kind of plans we've got for the future.
Yeah, so the weeks here have gone really fast, the time has flown by and we've settled in really well. Everything feels really normal, and in another way it feels like we've been here forever. It was just so simple to get ourselves set up here. For example, we arrived and we found an apartment in pretty much one day of looking, which was just incredible. And we didn't need any references or any documents. We just paid our money and moved in. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you compare it to in Spain earlier this year when we tried to move to Madrid and failed, that was so much, everything was so difficult there, and here, so simple, so easy. It's definitely the right choice for us to come here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the other day we had to extend our 60-day Thai tourist visas by another 30 days, and it was a really simple process. We looked online and found out how to do it and where to go, what documents, and we went there on a Monday morning and we were out within an hour, and It was so easy. Everyone was so friendly, and they even had like a little poster to say "love you" to the foreign nationals. And when we were in Spain and trying to do something bureaucratic like that, it really took up a lot of time, and we had to go to multiple offices around Madrid, and we didn't even get anywhere.
Yeah, another thing with Chiang Mai is that it's a real traveller hub. There are so many people passing through, so many other bloggers and people working online, people who've come here to work and live like we have. So I feel like we really fit in.
So the first thing we did when we arrived in Chiang Mai was find this apartment. It was really easy. We found it in one day, and it costs £400 per month, which is about 18,000 Thai baht. Now, you might think that's on the expensive side for apartments here in Chiang Mai, and you can get things a lot cheaper. Like you can get a hotel room for about £100 a month.
Yeah, we decided though, because we knew we were going to be in Chiang Mai for at least 6 months, probably longer, that we wanted something that felt more homely, that was a proper apartment. We haven't had that for a long time now, so we wanted a proper home. And we're really happy with this place. It's really big. It's bigger than most places we've rented in the UK, especially in London. It has space for both of us to work, because Andrew needs to talk a lot for his teaching online, so he can work in one room while I'm in another writing, so it's perfect. And we've got things that we didn't expect to have, like a washing machine and an oven, which is really rare in Asia, so we can cook, which is what we like to do. And we have the views of the mountains all around us, which is just perfect.
Yep. Also downstairs we've got a pool, which is great. We've got a gym that we don't use, but we use the pool as often as we can. And you get the great views of the mountains as well. So the main reason we came to Chiang Mai was for work purposes. Back in January, when we tried going to Spain for work, that plan didn't really work out so well. And therefore our savings took a bit of a hit. Now what we need to do is build those savings back up again.
Yeah, and we've come to Thailand because we know it's cheap to live here, and we can really work on building up a sustainable online income so we can be truly location independent. That's the dream and the idea. I am working online freelance writing and also blogging.
Whereas I've done a bit of recruitment work for the language centre we used to work for in Hanoi, and also I've started doing a bit of online teaching too.
So we've been making quite a lot of progress so far. I think it's going well for the first month. I've had quite a few writing projects, and I've now got a few clients, which is good. One of the challenges I have is figuring out how much to charge for my services. And also the clients I have are often in Europe or America, so they send me messages about work just as I'm about to go to bed. So then it's all in my head when I'm trying to go to sleep, which isn't ideal, but hopefully those things will work themselves out in time.
I'm sure they will, yeah. And I'm working for a French company teaching adults English online. Now, it's very different to what I'm used to in teaching. I don't have big groups of 55 kids, for example, and it's just one-on-one, and it's not even in person. It's very, very different to what I'm used to. The issue I have is that it's slow progressing getting new students.
So we're just about managing to cover our living costs at the moment. Things are building up and we're expecting a lot of payments to come in October, so our bank account will look healthier.
Yes, and we'll do a full breakdown of our earnings at the end of October as well.
Yes, you can find that on the blog. We'll do like a proper digital nomad cost breakdown of what we've earned and what we spent, and so you can see how we're progressing.
Yeah.
So Chiang Mai is one of the best places to start this kind of work online because the cost of living here is so low. You don't have to worry too much about covering your living costs at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got a couple of bills through this week. For example, the electricity bill for about 4 weeks was about £16 or £17, and water bill for 2 weeks was about £1.70.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculously cheap.
So cheap compared to Europe, it's crazy. And the internet here, which is high speed, it's really good, costs us how much?
It's about £14.50.
Our food in September, so everything we spent on food, like groceries for cooking at home and eating out, came to £240, which is about £60 a week. It's really quite cheap, I think. I think we'll get it down even cheaper than that now that we've kind of settled in. And we found cheaper places to shop and our favourite restaurants and stuff. So
yeah, and again we'll do a really detailed breakdown of what we're spending and how much it costs to live here in Chiang Mai, and that'll be on the blog, and we'll probably make a video of that too.
Yeah. Okay, so we did have a few health problems this month. When we first moved here, I think our bodies were acclimatising to being back in Asia. So we had some colds and stomach problems, which have thankfully gone now. So we're feeling healthy. And part of that is being able to swim and exercise again and also eat healthily. One of the things we're thinking about doing is a Thai cooking class because we do a lot of cooking at home, so we might be doing that in the coming weeks.
And we've also been eating out a lot. We've been finding some new restaurants and finding some favourites now as well, like Taste from Heaven is so good. It's a vegan and vegetarian restaurant here in Chiang Mai, and it has some of the best spring rolls. So nice. We also really like Why Not Restaurant, which is an Italian. All we've had there so far is pizza, but it's so good again.
Yeah, it's just down the road in the Niman area here, and they have a wood-fired oven, so it tastes really good. So yeah, the food in Chiang Mai is amazing. It's, if you're vegetarian or vegan, or if you just love food, then this is like the best place in Asia. So although we've been working quite long hours, we've also been exploring Chiang Mai. It's a city that we absolutely love. We've been here a lot in the past, but there's still plenty that we haven't seen. So we've been out exploring.
Yeah, so we've been checking out some new temples like Wat Limon, which is just outside the city to the west.
Yeah, it's quite unique compared to the cities in the old area of Chiang Mai, which are kind of like all white and gold and glistening. This one is set in the woods. It's very peaceful. It's less touristy. It feels overgrown. It's quite jungly. There's lots of Buddha heads, stone Buddha heads lying around, and it's also got these really cool tunnels that you walk through. And yeah, that was really a good find. I really like that temple.
Yeah, another one we managed to see was Wat Chet Yod, which is within walking distance from our apartment. It's another one just outside the city, and it's a bit of a crumbling one in places. It's got a weird bit of dedication to snakes.
Yeah, we need to look up what that means, but there were loads and loads of little serpent statues all around this temple. It was again one that wasn't so touristy. It was quite peaceful and quiet, so that was nice.
And we also revisited Doi Suthep, which is probably a favourite of ours, and it's also a very touristy one. It's set up on Doi Suthep mountain, and it's very golden and glistening, and you have the monks chanting there in the evenings, and it's really nice up there.
Yeah, you get some good views of Chiang Mai from the top. It's the most famous, I would say, temple in Chiang Mai.
We've also been checking out a few markets around town, so the Saturday night market, for example. It's one we haven't been to before. It's not quite as popular with the tourists, but it is still very busy. There are lots of local Thai people there.
Okay, so we've also been back to the Sunday night market, which is the most popular one with tourists, and it's the one we know the best. It's in Taipei Gate area. There's literally thousands of stalls selling souvenirs and crafts and clothing, and it's got several areas around the temples where it's just food stalls everywhere. So we like to go and check that out. Again, it's not so busy now, it's dying down because it's in the kind of rainy season, so it's nice.
And we've also been to Sumpet Market a couple of times, which is really good for getting local fruit and veg. You can get things pretty cheap. For example, we got some avocados for 20 baht, which is about 45p.
This month we also took a trip out of the city for the day to go to the sticky waterfalls. We rented a motorbike to do that and it was quite cheap.
Yeah, it's only about 250 baht for the bike and insurance, and that's about £5.50, and we probably spent about £1.50 on fuel as well on top of that. Now the sticky waterfalls are quite unique, the only waterfalls we've seen like that, where minerals in the water make the rocks quite grippy and you can actually walk up the waterfalls. It's pretty special.
Yeah, it was a really good day out. The waterfalls in places weren't as grippy as we expected, so we both managed to fall over.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it was really, really good, and we want to take some more trips out of Chiang Mai in the coming months.
Yeah, so for example, we want to go see Mai Salong, which is really well known for tea plantations.
Yeah, there's a loop you can do in the north of Thailand, the Mae Salong loop. I think we're going to rent a car. We're looking into that today so that we can take like the weekend and go up there and explore.
Yeah, we'll probably do that in a few weeks, so towards the end of October.
Yeah, and one thing we're really looking forward to in Chiang Mai in November is the Yiping Lantern Festival. We've seen pictures of this floating around on the internet for years. Like, we've always really wanted to see it, but we've never been here at the right time. So I'm really looking forward to that. There's also Loi Krathong, which is the same night as Yipeng, but it's kind of a separate thing.
And also towards the end of November, we have a trip out to Penang in Malaysia planned. Now we need to do a visa run and get a new 60-day tourist visa, so we've heard it's pretty simple to do it there. Now we've been to Malaysia before, but we haven't been to that side. The furthest west we've been is Kuala Lumpur, so it'll be interesting to check out a new part of that country.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to that.
And the food there is supposed to be really, really good as well, so that'll be fun to go to a new country. So that's it for our first month recap of life here in Chiang Mai. I hope you enjoyed it. This month we're going to continue just working, and we're going to explore a bit more of the city and take a trip to the Mae Salong tea plantations at the end of the month.
Yes, we've also got a couple of ideas for new videos, so we'll do some top temples, favourite markets in Chiang Mai, and things like that. If you have any ideas or if you've got any questions, then leave us a comment below and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Bye!